You know, it's a funny thing how life shifts. Isn't it one moment? You're bustling about, barely noticing the uneven paving stone, shrugging off a small spill, or taking a handful of pain relievers without a second thought. And then, almost without warning, something shifts. That same uneven paving stone becomes a treacherous obstacle. That minor spill leads to a slip that sends your heart racing. And those pain relievers, they might interact with something else in ways you never imagined. It's not about suddenly becoming fragile or less capable. It's about the subtle, often imperceptible changes in our bodies that can turn once harmless everyday situations into surprising dangers after we turn 65. This can feel like a really painful reality to confront. Can't it one day? You're just doing what you've always done. And the next, you're finding yourself a little more hesitant, a little more aware of your own vulnerability. It's almost like a secret the world doesn't tell you until you're living it. But here's the true secret: recognizing these shifts isn't about giving up your independence. It's about gaining even more control over your well-being. It's about understanding the nuances of how your body responds and learning simple ways to adapt, so you can continue living a full, vibrant life with confidence. In this video, we're going to uncover 5 common things that often go unnoticed, but can suddenly become dangerous as we get a little older. We'll talk about why they become risky and, more importantly, what practical steps you can take to navigate them safely. Make sure you watch right to the very end, because I promise there's something waiting for you that might truly surprise you. Something many of us overlook far too often. Now, let's dive right into the first common thing that, seemingly out of nowhere, can suddenly turn risky once we reach our mid-60s and beyond the simple act of rushing, especially when combined with multitasking. Think about it. How many times have you been in a hurry to answer the phone, grab the mail, or get to the door? Maybe you're carrying a laundry basket, talking on the phone, and trying to step over the cat all at once. For years, you might have done this without a second thought. Maybe a little stumble here and there, but nothing serious. But as we get older, our bodies undergo subtle changes that make those minor incidents far more dangerous. Our balance isn't quite as nimble as it once was. Our reflexes can be a fraction slower. And our bones, well, they're not quite as resilient. A minor stumble that you once brushed off could now lead to a serious fall, resulting in a fractured hip, a sprained wrist, or a head injury. It's not about being clumsy. It's about the increased stakes of a fall. Imagine you're in your kitchen. Maybe you've spilled a little water near the sink, and the doorbell rings. Instead of taking a moment to wipe it up, you rush to the door, perhaps turning quickly, and suddenly your foot slips on that wet patch. Before you know it, you're on the floor. It happens so fast. Or perhaps you're trying to carry a heavy grocery bag and your handbag while fumbling for your keys, trying to get into the house before the rain starts. Your concentration is split. Your hands are full, and you might not see that small, uneven patch of pavement you've walked over 1,000 times. These are the moments where a habit of rushing, coupled with a slight decline in balance and reaction time, can lead to serious consequences. The actionable steps here are simple, yet profoundly effective. Firstly, slow down, just a little. Build a few extra minutes into your routine. If the phone rings, let it ring a couple more times while you find a safe spot to answer. If you're carrying something, make 2 trips instead of 1. Secondly, clear your pathways. Those throw rugs that seem decorative. They can be trip hazards, loose cords, clutter on the stairs, or even a pet that suddenly gets underfoot. These are all things to be mindful of. Ensure your home is well lit, especially at night, so you can clearly see steps, thresholds, and any obstacles. Consider wearing supportive, non-slip footwear, even around the house. And finally, think about incorporating simple balance exercises into your daily routine. Even something as basic as standing on one foot for a few seconds while holding onto a counter can make a difference over time. It's about creating a safer environment and a more mindful approach to your daily movements. Now, let's smoothly transition from the importance of slowing down to something that resides in almost every home: our medicine cabinet. The second common thing that can suddenly become dangerous after 65 is the unmanaged use of medications. And by that, I mean both prescription drugs and even over-the-counter remedies and supplements. In our younger years, popping an aspirin for a headache or taking a decongestant for a cold felt perfectly straightforward. But as we age, our bodies process medications differently. Our kidneys and liver, which are crucial for breaking down and eliminating drugs, may not work as efficiently. This can mean that drugs stay in our system longer, accumulate to higher levels, or affect us more profoundly. What was once a perfectly safe dose can become too much, leading to increased side effects like drowsiness, dizziness, or confusion, which, ironically, can then contribute to the very falls we just discussed. Consider this common scenario: you're seeing multiple specialists, a cardiologist, an endocrinologist, maybe a pain management doctor, and each one prescribes medication without necessarily knowing the full list of what the others have prescribed. Then you add in an over-the-counter sleep aid, some herbal supplements your friend recommended, and a common cold remedy. Suddenly, you have a cocktail of chemicals in your system, and they can interact in unpredictable and dangerous ways. For instance, some common pain relievers, when combined with certain blood pressure medications, can increase your blood pressure or even affect your kidney function. An antihistamine for allergies might make you drowsy, especially when combined with other medications that cause sedation, increasing your risk of a fall or a car accident. The key here is proactive management. Always keep an updated list of all your medications. That includes prescriptions, over-the-counter drugs, vitamins, and herbal supplements. Carry this list with you, and make sure every single doctor you see has a copy. Don't be afraid to ask questions. What are the potential side effects of this drug? How might it interact with what I'm already taking? Is there anything I should avoid eating or drinking while on this medication? Regularly review your medications with your primary care doctor or a pharmacist to identify any redundancies, potential interactions, or drugs that might no longer be necessary. Never self-adjust your doses, and never share your medications with others. Even seemingly harmless remedies can have a big impact. It's about taking control of your health by understanding what you're putting into your body and how it might be interacting. It's a crucial step in maintaining your safety and well-being. Now that we've looked at how being mindful of our pace and our medicine cabinet can keep us safer, let's turn our attention to something incredibly simple, yet often overlooked, that can have a profound impact on our well-being and safety: staying properly hydrated. This is our third common thing that can suddenly become dangerous. You might think, I drink coffee, I drink tea, I have juice, I'm fine. But for people over 65, the body's thirst mechanism often becomes less sensitive. You simply don't feel as thirsty, even when your body is crying out for fluids. This, coupled with the potential fear of incontinence, leading some to intentionally restrict their fluid intake, can quickly lead to dehydration. Dehydration isn't just about feeling a little parched. It has a whole host of dangerous consequences for older adults. It can cause dizziness, which, as we've discussed, significantly increases your risk of falls. It can lead to confusion and impaired cognitive function, making it harder to think clearly, remember things, or make good decisions. Severe dehydration can even put a strain on your kidneys and heart, leading to serious health complications or exacerbating existing conditions. Imagine feeling a bit lightheaded when you stand up, or finding yourself unusually tired even after a good night's sleep. These can be subtle signs of dehydration that are often dismissed as just getting older or not feeling well. You might even think you're coming down with something, when really, your body is just asking for a glass of water. For example, a friend of mine, Margaret, kept experiencing bouts of confusion and fatigue. Her family was worried, thinking it might be a serious neurological issue. After a doctor's visit, it turned out she simply wasn't drinking enough water throughout the day. Once she started consciously hydrating, those symptoms significantly improved. The actionable steps for this are straightforward, but require consistency. Firstly, don't wait until you feel thirsty to drink. By then, you're already likely dehydrated. Aim to sip water consistently throughout the day. Keep a water bottle handy and visible, maybe one you enjoy looking at. Set reminders on your phone if you need to, or simply make it a habit to drink a glass of water every time you take your medication, or before and after each meal. Secondly, think beyond just plain water. While water is best, you can also get fluids from water-rich foods like fruits and vegetables. Think watermelon, cucumbers, oranges, berries, and lettuce, broths, unsweetened sparkling water, and decaffeinated herbal teas can also contribute to your daily fluid intake. Try infusing your water with slices of lemon, cucumber, or mint to make it more appealing. Limit sugary drinks, excessive caffeine, and alcohol, as these can actually contribute to dehydration. It's about making hydration a conscious and enjoyable part of your daily routine, not just something you do when you're desperate for a drink. Now that we've talked about the crucial role of hydration, let's pivot to something that might not seem like an immediate physical danger, but whose absence can have profound, dangerous health consequences: social connection. Our fourth point is that social isolation can suddenly become very dangerous after 65. When we think of dangers, we often think of physical risks, like falling or medication side effects. But what about the danger of loneliness, of feeling disconnected from others? As people enter their senior years, life transitions like retirement, the loss of a spouse or friends, or changes in mobility can lead to a shrinking social circle. What might start as simply spending more time at home can subtly transform into true social isolation. And this isn't just about feeling a bit sad or bored. Medical research has shown that social isolation and loneliness are major risk factors for a host of serious physical and mental health issues. It's truly astonishing. Loneliness has been linked to an increased risk of heart disease, stroke, high blood pressure, and a weakened immune system, making you more susceptible to illnesses. It can accelerate cognitive decline and increase the risk of dementia. It also significantly contributes to depression and anxiety, impacting your overall quality of life. Imagine someone who used to be very active in their community, perhaps through work or hobbies. After retirement, they might find their social interactions dwindle. Over time, they might stop venturing out, and phone calls become less frequent. This slow creep of isolation can lead to a decline in their physical health because they're less motivated to exercise, eat well, or even seek medical attention. It can also lead to a decline in their mental sharpness because they're not engaging in stimulating conversations or activities. For example, my aunt, after her husband passed away, became very withdrawn. She stopped going to her bridge club, rarely left the house. We noticed her memory seemed to be slipping, and she was always tired. Once we encouraged her to join a seniors walking group and a book club, and she started reconnecting. Not only did her mood improve, but her cognitive sharpness visibly returned. The simple act of regular interaction and having a purpose helped her immensely. The actionable steps to combat social isolation are about intentionally creating opportunities for connection. Firstly, pursue hobbies and interests. Join a local club, whether it's for gardening, knitting, reading, or birdwatching. Community centers often have a wealth of activities tailored for older adults. Secondly, volunteer. Giving your time to a cause you care about not only connects you with others, but also provides a sense of purpose and fulfillment that is incredibly beneficial for your mental and physical health. Thirdly, actively maintain connections with family and friends. Schedule regular phone calls, video chats, or visits. If you're comfortable with technology, explore how video calls can keep you in touch with loved ones who live far away. Consider getting a pet if you're able. The companionship and routine can be incredibly comforting. Even simple daily interactions, like saying hello to your neighbors or striking up a conversation at the grocery store, can make a difference. It's about remembering that humans are social creatures, and nurturing those connections is as vital for our health as any medication or healthy diet. We've talked about staying steady by avoiding rushing, managing our medications carefully, keeping hydrated, and nurturing our vital social connections. Our fifth and final point, which can subtly transform into a significant danger after 65, might seem obvious, but its nuanced risks are often ignored until it's too late driving, especially at night or in challenging conditions. For many, driving represents independence, a cherished freedom that allows us to go where we want, when we want. And for years, it might have been second nature, but as we age, several physiological changes can gradually diminish our driving capabilities, making what was once routine a high-risk activity. Our vision changes, night vision can decline. Glare from oncoming headlights becomes more intense and debilitating, and the ability to distinguish between different shades of light and dark can lessen. Conditions like cataracts or glaucoma, which become more common with age, further impact vision. Our reaction times naturally slow down, meaning it takes us longer to process information and respond to unexpected hazards on the road. Joint stiffness or arthritis can make it harder to turn our heads to check blind spots or react quickly with our feet to brake or accelerate. Certain medical conditions or even the side effects of medications, like drowsiness or dizziness, can also impair our ability to drive safely. Imagine driving at dusk or at night on a busy road. The signs are harder to read, the headlights are blinding, and that car suddenly braking in front of you requires a faster reaction than your body can comfortably deliver. Or perhaps you're trying to merge onto a busy motorway, needing to quickly judge speeds and gaps. But your neck doesn't turn as easily, and your eyes don't adjust as fast to the changing light. What was once an unconscious, fluid movement becomes a series of conscious, slower decisions, increasing the margin for error. A minor fender bender in your younger years might have been just an inconvenience, but for an older driver, it can lead to serious injuries, loss of independence, and increased insurance premiums. It's a deeply personal and often emotional topic, but acknowledging these changes is a profound act of self-care. The actionable steps here are about honest self-assessment and proactive planning. Firstly, limit your driving to times and conditions when you feel most comfortable and safe. This often means avoiding driving at night, during heavy rain or snow, or during peak rush hour when traffic is most dense and unpredictable. If you have trouble seeing in the dark or in glaring sunlight, recognize that and plan your errands for brighter parts of the day. Secondly, get regular eye exams, at least once a year. Make sure your prescriptions are up to date and discuss any vision concerns with your eye doctor. Thirdly, consider taking a refresher driving course designed for older adults. Many organizations offer these, and they can help you brush up on rules, assess your skills in a safe environment, and even teach you adaptive techniques. Fourthly, explore alternative transportation options. This might involve public transport, ride-sharing services, or relying on family and friends for rides to appointments or social events. It's not about giving up your independence, but expanding your options so you're not solely reliant on one mode of transport that might become risky. And finally, be honest with yourself and your loved ones about your comfort level and capabilities. If you find yourself white-knuckling the steering wheel, dreading certain routes, or having close calls, these are clear signals to reevaluate. It's about choosing safety and peace of mind over perceived necessity. So, there you have it. We've journeyed through 5 common things that can subtly transform into dangers as we get a little older: the perils of rushing and multitasking, the complex world of unmanaged medications, the crucial yet often ignored need for proper hydration, the profound health risks of social isolation, and the evolving challenges of driving, especially in less than ideal conditions. These aren't meant to scare you or make you feel less capable. Quite the opposite. They are insights designed to empower you. Understanding these subtle shifts in our bodies and how they interact with our daily lives is the first step towards making small, conscious adjustments that can have a truly monumental impact on your safety, your health, and your overall well-being. Remember, aging is a beautiful, ongoing journey of adaptation, and every stage brings its own unique insights and opportunities for growth. You are not alone in facing these challenges. Countless individuals navigate them every single day. The power lies in awareness and the willingness to make thoughtful choices. What was your biggest takeaway from today's discussion? Perhaps one of these points resonated more deeply with you. Or maybe you have your own experiences or tips to share. We're building a supportive community here, and your insights are incredibly valuable. So please, share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's learn from each other and lift each other up. If you found this video helpful, if it offered you a new perspective or some practical advice, please give it a thumbs up. That little gesture truly helps us bring more valuable content your way. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on future videos designed to help you live your best life at every age. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.